So the question for everyone is, do you want, okay, I'm gonna write it. Do you want big and long Zoom sessions, like 2-3 hours every 2 weeks, or do you want 1 hour Zoom session every week? So if wait, one is every week, short sessions,
Hey,
1 to
Mariam,
2.
how are you?
Yo, Sandro.
No, it's not Sandro, it's Arun.
Who's that?
Arun, you don't remember?
The ghost?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
bro.
Good.
How you doing,
Yeah, bro.
man?
I'm here, and you,
Huh?
bro. I think it's better. It's better for us. It's if you do 1 hour per week.
Okay, then let's do
It's
1 hour
just my
today.
opinion.
Okay, 1. Everyone's pressing 1. Okay, so we'll officially have what the fuck, bro? Yeah, what the fuck?
One pip SL is crazy.
Uh, okay, another question is, do you guys want to continue previous sessions? Meaning we'll do, okay, I'll quit, mute it, bam. Uh, okay, do you guys want to continue previous session? Meaning, I think it was like 20th of February, or wait, one is 20th February, second is last week, third is both. We do 1 week of both. So what price action do we want to go? Okay, so let's do the news weeks, yeah? Today will be a bit different. We will not trade our normal mechanical way. I'll explain all these moves also. But, oh shit, wait, 12 days? Oh no, my recording. Okay. This is 22nd of April, and the big sexy move started 1st of April. Okay. So we are gonna start around here, and the week the week I traded 300 lots. Okay. So let me try if we can actually wait 1 minute. Oh, we can. Perfect. Okay. Wait, where's the Zoom? Oh, and it's recording. Okay. So it was really simple, guys. Nothing hard. So we'll start here. 1st of April. What happened? This is Monday. You had previous week low being taken out. Okay, we'll do a top-down analysis, of course.
Bro,
Yeah.
I have a question. If you go on the monthly time frame, we completely filled the monthly 0.2 ppg. Do you count that as a good reaction or it's like useless for you? Like, yeah, that gap right there, we filled it, which was
Which
not
one?
filled in zero. Yeah, that one.
No, it's not important.
Right.
Okay, so weekly time frame, I think it's not even important here, but I mean, for me, we're just aiming for this low. If you look into detail, we say we don't really trade a subjective liquidity, right? And if we do, we want someone to be induced, obviously. We go to daily. If you go to daily and see the lows, it's just a break of structure and we're just going up, right? It's also a build up. This is the only level that can give a pullback up, but that's all I'm seeing. So we are bearish long term. So that was my view this week. And then the same things apply here. But then if you look into this low, this is like daily leg, so we can afford to go to H4. And you look into this, in the previous call, we went through this price action. We said, oh, we took out weekly liquidity, right? We said liquidity is not enough. We have to induce someone to somehow trade. We had this build up, we had this break of structure, whatever. So we the difference between this guy and the low before is we actually induced someone. So what does it mean for us? It means that even though if we take this low has the potential to give the reaction, right? So even though it's a target, it's a long-term target, we are clean bearish, we have this low resistance liquidity all the way up here. For me, this was a trap because this was the most obvious trap, but this was news and the delivery was a bit weird, so I don't really know exactly what it reacted from. Every broker is different. Some brokers took this low, some brokers took this low, so we're not gonna go into that. Okay, let's see what Monday did. This is Monday. London was bearish. New York continuation, and we have London close reversal, right? So nothing. Tuesday started with a previous day low sweep. We left out this high. Okay, I'm gonna turn on sessions and let's see how we could have cooked this. So this is the default price action that we have, right? We have Asian low being taken out, previous day low being taken out, and we are in some high time frame objective. So which is liquidity in this case. It could have been this one, or it could have been this one in the first case. As I said, the brokers deliver differently. On forex.com, it took out this low. On FXCM, it didn't. So it it was pretty hard to change your bias to bullish in this day. But after some delivery, it should have been obvious. So still, Asian low taken out, previous day low taken out. And we have our final M15 break of structure. So this is our S-tier setup. This is our relevant break of structure, right? And it would be valid to enter wherever you want here. So price came back after it fills AVG, let's say there's some liquidity point. On M15, you can even refine it to however you want, right? So again, this is a lit cycle. Normally, we would see this as a trap, but the thing is, as we said at the beginning, it was bearish. So it can also just print out a weak low, right? And we already have a setup lining up. So it's worth the risk for me. Price stops into the OB. I would wait for the simple rejection or some lower time frame delivery and just take a trade like this, right? You can add a buffer or not. So that was the first possible trade.
Can you repeat the reason of it again, please?
Of what?
At the trade for
It's a
buying.
simple irrelevant pause. Previous day
Well,
low, Asian low, liquidity assigned to objective.
Which one was the liquidity?
I don't know. It was this one or this one. It's two different brokers.
Oh yeah, because one got
Yeah.
mitigated and one not.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was mainly watching forex.com, and on forex.com it took out this low, this final low, because this low, as that you can see here, is Asian spread hours. Like this low is just being created by spread. So on some brokers that low is around here, and this wick doesn't exist, right? So on some brokers, the price doesn't wick down or gap down during spread hours, and this wick doesn't exist. So it just took out this low.
Why do they have different datas?
Hmm?
Why do they have different datas?
To induce you. So it was this low. And of course, this is just a break and retest external liquidity. Nothing crazy. So high time frame objective, previous day high, Asian high, M15 break of structure.
No, on relevant boss, you enter on M5 boss or
You can enter on M5, but M15 should be correct. This is H4 level or daily level.
Mm.
Okay. So price continues. No. Subjective liquidity only if so the difference. Okay, I'm gonna mute someone. So hey, Okay, I'll mute someone.
Fuck.
Oh my fucking god, that's crazy, man.
What the fuck?
If there was a button, I would mute everyone. Okay, so question was, can we use subjective liquidity to trade? I don't. So let's say we have this, right? This trend line or whatever. Price takes this high. I don't really trade it directly, but if on lower time frame there's something like this, some clean inducement, then I do it. But like instantly, as an instant reaction, no. Right? We always prefer some visible structural point or some external liquidity. Okay, let's come back. So this was the first trade of the week. There was also some scalps, a scalp sell here, but I'll not go into it. We'll just go through the most probable trades of the week. So we had a break of structure, rebalanced, another break of structure. So of course you'd prefer to see an MSU to trade, right? Okay, it doesn't get mitigated. We continue 50%. So we mitigated this 50%. I don't know if it broke. Okay, if it did, then we can trade directly off this level. If not, then of course you wait for this. But then price just continued up, up, and up, right? So again, this is a nice setup for a trending market, because if you look at the left and we ask our simple 3 questions, right? What are we trading away from? So this was break and retest, H4 daily liquidity. What are we trading into? So if you don't get to, if you don't get this trade, you ask yourself, what are you trading into? And you identify your trading conditions. So here you see there's a liquidity void, right? This huge FEG, there's nothing. And liquidity wise, it's all low resistance liquidity. It's just a huge buildup. There's nothing that can really push the price down. If you go to high time frame and you really want, and you really are scared, or you want to play it really safe and want to catch a pullback sell, then of course it's really hard to see here. But like I would just see this level as potential sell level and this as our momentum trap, right? But except for that, there's literally nothing. So this trade was easily a swing trade. Okay, not that much, but at least here or here or here. Okay, so let's see. If we're continuing, we are trading EPA again. If someone trades lower time frame, you could have gotten any entry inside here. But I'm gonna skip that. Price goes up, takes out the liquidity point. We give a pullback, of course. We get out of this external range, so it's a bit safer to stay on high time frame. But if you wanna trade normally, you can still trade M15. So let's see what happened. Price broke, mitigated, rebalancing, you have an OB rejection. We are inefficient, so of course, it's not really that safe to take a buy, but if you're a riskier trader, you could have said, oh, there's nothing to sell off, right? There's nothing really that big. This trap is not that irrelevant for me, and I'm just gonna take a buy. If you're a safer trader, break of structure, rebalance, enter. So price continued. This is 6 p.m. Don't know if I should break down this price action. But okay, no. So there's nothing. Let's skip Asian session. This is previous day high. This is Frankfurt session, Frankfurt open. Okay, so we broke the structure. We started a new day. Of course, you do naked chart analysis. So, okay, this is Asian high. So we break a structure with another break of structure. We mitigate this guy pretty deeply, and we don't have any significant level for a big sell, right? And if
Wait,
you're
bro.
scared, yeah.
You know, we had the H4 rebalance. Why you say there is no significant level?
What rebalance this?
Yeah, the overall one. Yeah,
Because you're bullish. The
don't
rebalance is not important anymore. Like it can give a pullback, but it didn't.
Oh, because our bias is mainly bullish to target.
Yeah, you only use it pro trend, pro bias.
Okay, and as you are into low resistance liquidity all the way up,
Mm,
will you trade ranges like this, right?
yeah, of course. Just clean order flow.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So for people
And
who
you could do the
backtest,
same. You could
huh?
do the same here.
What?
You could do the same thing here on the range.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for people who backtest a lot, you could have noticed, oh, if you have low resistance liquidity and we have order flow into low resistance liquidity, it's obviously gonna fly. So that's the case. It happened in the dates that shared in Discord.
Wait, bro, I have another question.
Yeah.
For you to identify low resistance liquidity, it's pretty much weak highs and weak lows. But let's say you have like
No, it's just a build-up.
yeah, wait, you have like MSU, so
Mhm.
this one will be high resistance, right? But then you see the high resistance, it's aligned with like break and retest and SNR liquidity. Will that still be high resistance for you or low resistance?
Wait, that's more confluence. That's more reasons for that high to give you a reaction for a pullback sell and then buy.
So would you count that as high resistance or not?
Like inside here, if there was something like that.
Yeah, overall, my
Like
question
in
is
this case or overall?
overall, like
Oh,
in
then
general.
then I would just see it. Yeah, I would see this like a little higher resistance point that can give you a pullback.
Okay.
Okay, so we printed out Asian high. Just gonna mark it yellow. And let's see, Frankfurt Open starts with a huge bearish move. So first thing you want to ask yourself when you go to the market, who did we induce? What was the latest inducement, right? And the latest one was a break of structure. So we are inducing buyers. Another thing is, oh, if we are inducing buyers, we should take out this low. But it also depends on some context. And in this context, we are in a level that is almost impossible to sell from. And we are super bullish from previous day. So we should not really look at such extreme points, right? We just look at some near OB. This can be a valid demand, this can be a valid demand zones. So those levels I would just see as a trap, but we don't want to trade at the beginning of session before price take out anything or before price induces anyone clearly. So just wait for price, bam, price takes out our, this is internal structure, but there was still some stop hunt. This is like H1 SLQ or whatever, right?
Lead cycle, yeah.
What?
Lead cycle.
Yeah, so yeah, of course. So this also becomes a trap, as we said before. The trap was taken out. The trap even gave you a reaction as information to it. And now we are just, let's try H1. Oh shit. And now we are just rebalancing some zone here, but the liquidity is the most important part. So
Milan, the true lead cycle, it's not this?
no.
No? Okay.
Just
For me,
okay,
it's
just
clear the trap.
oh yeah. Yeah, but it depends on context, as I said. It doesn't make sense to just pull back like that when we are super bullish. No?
Okay.
Like you can have a lit cycle in 3 different scenarios, in 3 different conditions. One can be consolidation, one can be super trending market, and one can be, I don't know, reversal. And you cannot treat it all the same way. Okay, so we have a first sweep, second sweep of external, maybe even OB rejection. We don't have an OB rejection, so now the entry would be around here, right? Trading M15. If you trade at M5, oh, okay. If you trade at M5, you had Asian low, H1 liquidity as SLQ, I think. So that could be your medium time frame objective, high time frame objective. So again, this could be a relevant boss entry to some extent, and you can put a trade, you know, anywhere here, whenever price comes back.
after 30 cycle, why didn't execute this directly like on the low time frame?
You can, but
Mhm.
I'm showing only 15 trades.
Oh, so you don't go into M1?
No. We can in the next call. It is too, it would be too long.
Oh, no.
Yes. So I'm gonna choose a nice PY color. It can also be just an MVG fill, right? So the entry is really up to you. But, or you can even wait for lower time frame confirmation. Okay, so let's see. Oh, let's see M5. M5 prints out some liquidity, right? Let's say this. I don't like. Okay, so we are building up clearly. Just want to wait. We are having this equalize. We have a breakout, right? So breakout inducing buyers. Price keeps going up and up. And okay, for the sell, let's see. Okay, for now, I don't see any high probable trade for sell. So this was the liquidity pool that we just printed out. This also be some M5, M15 MSU. So price goes down, takes out the MSU. Okay, nothing. We take out our momentum liquidity point. So after this, you can just simply trade an M1 boss if you want. But we will not go to M1. Bullish candle. Okay, actually, try to go to M1. So if once someone is scalping, you can take a buy directly. Yeah. Or when price comes back, right? But there's too many ways to execute this trade nicely. And that's it.
But
So
on everything we do.
Hey Milan, sir, how you understand this is a momentum liquidity?
what do you mean? This is where this is the last retracement before the big push.
Okay, but there is no bearish candle, so that I can
No, it can
understand
be
that.
that can be a wick.
Okay, okay. Got it, sir. Thank you.
Ay.
Melon,
Wait. Bam. One high. Reacted from last retracement before this big push. This was even news, right? One example. Last retracement before the big push. Second example. If you look into this price action, M15, bam, last retracement before the big push. Third example. And we went through all this. Why are we asking this question? Okay, yes, Alex?
yeah, on the long we took the right there. On the everything we do is pretty much all the buyers, but the M1, I saw that it was like still people were inducing to buy, and we didn't induce everyone,
Okay, because you're trending.
huh?
Because you're trending. We are just making a huge buildup.
Okay, but that's
Uh,
not the answer of my question, bro.
What was your question? Like you want? Yeah, your question is why wasn't everyone taken out?
Yeah,
Yeah,
really.
that's what I just said.
That's the answer.
Yeah. So, regarding this trade, everything should be clear. And
I
we
mean,
can
on
help
the M1, there was a clean elite cycle that still induced the people to buy.
aware.
On the
Here?
M1, there was no M1. Yeah,
This is
that's
the one.
that one. Look, not on the right, right? Wait, let me draw. Yeah, this one. Look.
Yeah, of course. But what did you say about the inducement? When don't we need to induce?
Yeah, why we didn't do this low to go higher?
Okay, the question is when do we need to induce and when not, Alex?
When there is enough inducement, we don't need to wait for M1 inducement.
What?
When there is enough inducement, we don't need to wait for M1 inducement.
No, when we take out a heavy liquidity point, because that alone is enough liquidity to fund the move. And here we took out huge. Oh, okay. Here we already induced someone. Here we took out a momentum liquidity, which we know is enough to reverse without any kind of inducement, and that's it.
Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Like if you
My,
check,
Milan,
yeah.
here we can expect only close bullish candle to enter in this trade.
Yeah, of course. You can enter anyway. You can wait for a bullish candle. In this case, bullish candle will be M15 MSU plus strong low, because we are trending. We can use strong points, right? And yeah. Or
So
you
in
can
this
trade
case,
on
we have
M1.
to, sir, in this case, we have to look internal MSU.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay. So the same way, we are continuing our order flow, right? And it's just gonna keep going like this until and even inside the low resistance liquidity. So again, break of structure, MSU, that's another valid rate right there. FVG, there's no FVG below, but I still prefer to have 1 or 2 pips just to be safe. Now, if you're executing a trade, then why risk it that much?
But Milan,
Yeah.
why in this case you look for M15 MSU and not H1? Because if you go in H1,
Mhm.
what I was looking and with this price action was this. So we break here, here 50%. So this is good, a good low, 50%. And I was looking like for some M5 or M3 delivery.
Like after this low gets taken out?
No. When like from here, I
Yeah.
was looking to H1, so I saw this H1 FVG.
Yeah, that was
This,
filled.
yeah, and I was looking for some delivery or something. Because you say M15 MSU, but why M15 and not H1?
Because today what do you mean H1?
Why? So M15 is this, okay?
Yeah.
And H1 is this.
Okay.
Okay, so you take the trade from here. So that is this. Why you don't see H1 like H1 delivery, but M15 MSU? It's not more clean H1?
Oh, I didn't see H1.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you're right. On H1 you have FVG fill together with that. I just see this. It's too clean.
Because I was looking like here for some M3 delivery or behavior, but nothing. Like we took this trap and we go up.
And you didn't see M15 MSU into it?
Oh, no, because I didn't understand this thing. So if I have H1 and M15, I can like take the M15 when I can take this MSU into H1 AVG. Because
Always.
it's so
No, because yeah, like on H1 it's EPA,
Mhm.
and on M15 it's this, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, always, of course.
Oh,
But of course you don't want to, like, with Confluence it's better, right? So with FVG and everything. But yeah, both timeframes line up.
like in this case,
Or what do you,
this is H1.
Mhm.
And oh, okay, now I understand. So that like this is H1,
Yeah.
50%. And like in M15, you have something like this here.
Mhm.
So you can take this.
Of-
Like in this case?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Thank you, bro.
Milan sir, one more question. In the day, you enter like after taking out ACLO and inducement and momentum liquidity, but instead I look H1 MSU. But can you tell me
This low?
not this low? Go to H1 and look the MSU.
Okay.
Yes, when H1 external is taken out, I think it's a build up in a liquidity, low resistance liquidity. So I think it should go lower
Okay.
and then buy. But unfortunately, I missed the straight. Like, can you tell me when to wait for H1 MSU and when not to?
I just told you, you have to figure out what are you trading into. If, for example, there's some, I don't know, like, and this is the beginning of reversal, by the way. Of course, it's gonna be fast, but there's
Yes,
some,
yes, I am expecting to. It's the beginning of reversal. So as you said,
yeah,
price always need to be deeper.
yeah.
So I am expecting to that. But Alexers tell me no, you are waiting too much. So you have to focus on that. What market? So you have to
Yeah.
take the trade.
Of course, I told you, there's nothing here that can push price lower.
Yeah. And now I understand. Sir.
Okay.
Thank you. Sir.
Then we had this news. I think that's pretty simple. This was the easiest trading days ever, and we can honestly just skip this all. Of course, post news, you can trade any M5, M1, M3 delivery, right? Mitigation, OB. Wait, I think I got another buy here. You know, we're in. Oh, I didn't. Okay, so here again, you have clean order flow. You can keep stacking buys, right? But it's a bit risky. It's big walls trading. So we'll skip this price action. This is 4th of April. And oh shit. This is 4th of April. And let's see what Asian did. And what happened. So honestly, I had the wrong bias the previous day. Who is Manu? Oh, why is your name different everywhere? Yeah, you can ask your any question.
Yeah, hi. A friend was using my computer for a Zoom meeting. I wanted to ask, you see how you just got a reversal right now, and you were explaining it. I wanted to
What?
ask, oh, you were explaining like a reversal
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there. Wait, yeah. Is there like a way, or like how do you differentiate, so to say, a reversal from just a pullback? Because many times, for example, backtesting, well, sometimes it's like I think it's just a retracement on an uptrend, and I keep buying, and then price was just reversing.
Mm.
Yeah, that.
Shit, that's too general.
Oh, so then like what could be specific things you could look for to say, okay, we are not pulling back, but rather we are reversing?
You know what? You can prepare like 30 screenshots of
Mhm.
such cases, and we can do it in the next call.
Oh yeah, great.
And I'll show you how I'll look at specific cases.
Yeah, great. Perfect. Thanks.
Okay, give me a few minutes. I'm gonna reply to someone, and we'll continue. Yeah. Okay. Oh,
Milan,
Yeah.
after we will do like the price action of yesterday, because I have like a question of just
yeah, it's like, oh shit, it's 15 days. I don't know. If you're fast enough, then sure.
Yeah, bro, I like Flash.
Oh, well, I'm not. Okay, so again, we're building
Let's
up,
go.
right? On high time frame, this would be a smart money trap. This is not something you want to trade, right? A POI, whatever build up you have below, at least not on EU. So of course you can trade into it. And now, again, we have two camps of traders, two types. You're either more conservative and you would expect a pullback here and trade, or you are big balls and you trade straight into it. So first, let's go through what Asia did and what Asia cooked for us. For some reason, it's 2 a.m. here. Okay, let's start on H1. So on H1, we are clearly not efficient yet. So that's a minus for us. But if price delivery is good enough on lower time frame, then we can, right? So what happened this day? There's not much structure on higher time frame, so we can afford to trade lower time frame in this day. And let's see. So first of all, first thing you see is a really clean 3-touch trend line. 3-touch trend line inducing buyers at the beginning of Frankfurt session or before Frankfurt session. So our session starts with inducing buyers, right? By taking this Asia high out. And some would say, oh, okay, wait, high low. Okay, this MSCI is internal, but some would say, oh shit, we have a reversal MSCI. Why don't we trade this? I wouldn't trade it because it lines up with the build up. Okay, we take out the build up. We have a breakout. Okay, again, this is Frankfurt session. We wait for the beginning of the session, and we always want to see someone get induced first, right? So it's better to wait like first, 10, 20, 30 minutes of the session. Lately, I have a habit of waking up like 1 hour after London. So I wake up when the inducements are finished pretty much, and I can trade it safely. So let's just go to H1. Okay, so on H1, I probably see this as an MSU level. Okay. So it's either gonna be the lower time frame build-up. Oh, I think it was this one. Or, oh yeah, it was this one. Something like that. Yeah. Okay. So it should be the whole build-up, right? But then you see, oh, what happened at the beginning of Frankfurt? We have a bullish move here, inducing buyers for some reason. Then price went down. It's mitigating this trap. That trap can be OB, OB can be a trap. And it gave a really nice reaction. Wait. Okay, my buy was somewhere here, but yeah. So of course, the safer trade would be to actually wait for this. And we already are inducing sellers again, inducing buyers at the beginning. So, and we have this OBA rejection. I think it's on M15 or something. So yeah, on M15 you have an OBA rejection. So even this trade is valid, but of course it's riskier, right? You take out a rejection again, then you start London session with a
Do
buy.
you use FU candle as a top?
What?
Do you use FU candle as a top?
FU candle as a trap?
Yeah, because that's what we had here. Look, we took liquidity and then we formed the same thing here, like this trap, FU trap, the engulfing candle, as you want to call it, this one.
Oh,
And that's the reason maybe we trapped everyone and then buy.
not really.
So why we went low?
What?
Why didn't price took the overall low out? Like this one,
Yes.
look. Yeah, because there are two traps. We have one here and then one here.
Yeah, I know.
The first one induces sellers and the first one induces buyers and the second one should induce sellers. I mean, it's also like equal lows. I don't know, bro, like, can you tell why? No, something.
Oh shit, I'm reviewing this price action after 2 weeks. You didn't notice. Okay, give me 1 minute.
Of course, bro.
Of course, bro. I don't know. For me, we're just too bullish. But there's no explanation for that.
There's no explanation.
Yeah.
Because that means like 50-50 trade.
Yeah, of course.
Like if you get
It's not.
stop loss on the first trade and you can catch another
Yeah,
one. Oh,
of
yeah,
course.
like half risk and then a half risk on the other. Oh,
Yeah. Like it's not a trade I would risk 2% on. That's for sure.
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
If someone caught it, congrats for big balls.
Milan sir, right nowadays, how much you take risk per trade? Like you make crazy amount of money.
Like 1%, half percent to 1%.
Really? And you make $40,000 in a single account?
Bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's $50,000 now.
Oh my god.
But whatever. So we are still bullish. Obviously, we didn't really induce anyone on a bigger scale, right? We are still somehow building up. Of course, the momentum slowed down a bit, which is a good sign, but we are in no sell zone. There's nothing to sell off here on high time frame. Or at least this or this, right? And then you refine it, or it could have gone even further. So just looking at this, London started. We don't have any intentions to buy, but we are pretty high. So it's always better to wait for some kind of inducement, right? So here, for example, we had this break of structure down that can mean something for us, but we are still inside the trap. So selling is not really an option, right? And buying is an option. So, oh, I remember now. I didn't take this buy. I took this buy. So we had some stop hunt here. This was MSUPY. We are still inefficient. This makes this price a bit, this trade a bit risky, right? And we are also inefficient. So now it's up to you. You either trade an inducement, wait for someone to get taken out, or you trade a strong point because you're trending. And for me, both trades are fine. So you have another MSU here. I had an instant execution somewhere here. Just follow the price action. You have a bit of FVG below, put a buffer, right? MSU bullish candle. So that could have been an entry too. And here you put break even, or you have the same stop loss as before. But that's not worth it now. And the partial or break even here would be because you take out a trap. So any buy trades become risky. I don't know if this was taken out or not. Oh, it was equals. Okay. So New York session starts. We'll go back to M15. And it starts with a beautiful stop hunt. But there's no visible trade here. There's no good trade here for me. We have a triple touch trend line also. We are inducing a breakout, whatever, right? We have this fake breakout structure. On high time frame, you could see something like that. Oh, you cannot. But on M15, you see some would see this as a breakout structure, right? On with subjective structure. So let's continue. Price goes up, takes out the H4 high. So takes out the H4 trap. And now we have our high time frame level. You want to look for a refinement. And on H4 here, you would see the same thing. Oh, right here, like few pips above here, we have another H4 high. So it's like equal high, right? And we know that we don't really want to trade objective, subjective structure, liquidity. So we don't trade equal high, equal lows. Okay, but maybe it lines up with something. So I just checked lower time frame, and a lot of people asked me about this trade. I look at it on the lower time frame, and oh, what do you see? A POI right above equal high, equal low. So for me, it's just a trap. It's nothing really a valid, right, to swing off. But this trap is based on H4 liquidity, meaning it can give you a pullback on high time frame, which is basically a swing move. Then you just look at lower time frame, because on M15 there's no structure, there's nothing to really see here. And what do you see? High time frame level taken out, H4 liquidity taken out. That's your high time frame objective. You have a refinement to it, so it's an S tier trade. You have 3 p.m., 3:30, 3:40. Okay, that's still a timing, a reversal timing for us, right? And the last thing you need is a break of structure, internal or external. And we have an update to our entry model. I was testing this for the last, I don't know, three weeks, and I have pretty good results. Wait, I don't have an Excel here, whatever. But I have pretty good results. The win rate is positive. So I can proudly announce that we can use internal breakout structure, and it's pretty fine. So
What do you want to do?
on
What
the
do you want to do?
on the relevant breakout structure, you can use internal breakout structure. It doesn't have to be external.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So you want to sell from here?
What?
You want to sell from here?
Yeah, of course.
Can you explain the bias, the reasoning behind it?
I just explained it.
Yeah, but I didn't understand it from the
Oh, M15 minimum. M5 minimum. What did you not understand?
the sell, bro. I mean, we have OB, and what else do you see? Like we have trap, we
Yes,
use
it was
sellers.
okay. Listen, Alex, stop playing FIFA while watching Zoom and pay attention, okay?
Bro, what the fuck? I'm on the PC, bro.
So first of all, you had H4 liquidity pool. This was your higher objective, just for pullback, right? Not for swing, because we don't trade this. Then you had a trap, which could OB can be a trap and trap can be an OB. So trap / OB. So it's a refinement to our high time frame level. You had the reversal timing, right? And
But yeah, the reversal timing. The reversal timing is from 4 to 5 p.m., no?
no, it starts 2:30 to 3:30 or a bit later. It doesn't matter. You can add like few minutes to it. So this is 3:40, around that time.
So what is the reversal timings?
Can you write it, please?
Bro,
2:30? 3:30?
okay, 3 p.m. plus minus 45 minutes to make it easier for everyone.
So 3:45.
Yeah, around that. It doesn't really matter. It can be missed by 1 minute, but
And
you know,
when
if bro, listen, Alex,
yeah.
bro, stop trolling.
What's wrong?
Okay, Alex, look, if you are that bored in your free time at the weekend, you can put a line at every single high or low that creates at 3 p.m. Bam, 3, you go, it will actually check after this price action is finished. Okay, 3 p.m. That's one for Alex. Wait, someone asked something. Someone asked if London close, yeah, you can use London close if at 3 you don't have any reversal signal and you just trade London close, but London close would be London trending, New York continuing the trend. Otherwise, I don't really use it. That has the highest success rate for me.
When you use that, sir, repeat, please.
What?
What you use right now? You tell me like London close. Like, tell me. Can you repeat that thing?
What do you think I said?
I mean, reversal rate, sir.
Yeah, what do you think?
I mean, I do to say. I did not understand.
I said if London is trending, New York is continuing the trend, then you can use London reversal time.
Otherwise, I
didn't
can't.
say- Yeah, otherwise you shouldn't. But you know, test it. Maybe you find something. And if you find something, you can tell me.
Okay.
Okay, so M5, you have internal structure. You have internal breakout structure that also lines up with external breakout structure. And any trade here is valid, right? You can just try to refine a trade. For me, maybe AVG fill would be nice. Filled. And that's it. So there's plenty of liquidity to target, right? But for me, you know, Asian low should be enough, or this low, anything here is fine. And if we have 2 breaks of structures on external, so we have first break, second break, we are EPA, and you can scale in any cell here, any way you want. break, mitigation, break, mitigation, right? So around here, you have a break, wait for a mitigation. If it doesn't deliver, then I guess nothing, right? So here again, you have one break, two breaks, efficiency, and if price doesn't mitigate, then you just miss the trade, and it's fine. That's for
Sir,
me.
why not waiting for MSU because it's not mitigating 50% of the range?
You don't always have to wait for MSU. You can enter however you want as long as your stop loss is buff.
So that's my main problem. I am always waiting for MSU. Otherwise, I can't. I did not enter any trade. So that's maybe my biggest problem.
Okay, then split your risk and enter twice.
But Mylan, you told us MSU it's one of type of entry. It's not the principal entry. Yeah.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. Okay.
If it happens, you take it. If it doesn't happen, then nothing. Then you miss the move. It will not happen on every single move. Everyone would be a billionaire if that was the case. So this is too late. It's okay, and we go to 5th of February. And finally, our first news day. So we are gonna choose a random person and we'll do a nice exercise here. Okay, so the bias I think should be clear, right? For now, we are still bearish, but that also delivers, I mean, it also depends on how price delivers during this. So Josh, unmute yourself, man. Oh,
Hello.
hello.
Right.
Okay, perfect. So you don't really have to backtest. It's gonna be a bit easier. I'm gonna play it out for you. But just tell me and annotate on my screen who was induced and who's not. And what happened this whole day? Why was I selling like crazy? Even though it was NFP.
Let me just set up 2 seconds. Sorry, Milan, say again. I couldn't really hear you. I was down in a shared room with the family. What were you asking?
The question is who was induced? Everything that you can see. Okay, perfect. So that's the first, right?
You can't be induced here.
So you got a channel this high. This is a trap.
Yeah.
That's then got taken. We have had a break of structure. So then I don't know what's happened this day, but I'd assume that maybe this would be something to look at to go.
Okay, that's perfect. So that's literally all you need to know to take a sell on this day. Literally this. First of all, okay, you can analyze it without the Asian session. It doesn't really matter. Just gonna clean the chart somehow. Oh. Yeah, so like if you look at the left, there's no real level to really trade here, right? It's just the whole liquidity pool. There's nothing more. Or you can even say, oh, so maybe this buildup is disconnected, right? And you have this trap inside here. Okay, sure. Whatever goes. It's not important. Relevant boss. Harun?
Yes.
Where?
Just here in your last example. Yeah.
There's no high time frame level.
Okay.
You always need a high time frame level. Asian high is not enough. Then you get induced with everyone.
It's not enough as in session.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, that's a good question. We'll do it at the end of this session. So first of all, buyers induced. We have a breakdown. Sellers induced. Then on Frankfurt, you could have had a nice trade. if you notice, if you identify this beautiful trap, then you would have, oh, then M15 is enough. This is M15 structure, high, low, break a structure, right? You also have this constellation, this breakout, inducement, bullish candle, key break or structure, EPA, 2 ways to enter, right? Either here, bullish, or on rebalance, or on this OB rejection, anything goes. But you have like 3 buy setups here to target the trap. What happened after? The trap was taken out. Also, this is what we were mentioning before. Yeah, you can have a reversal MSU, but if that lines up with subjective structure and nobody was really induced, then it's not a really great way to enter right away, to enter an instant bearish candle, right? But if you did, congrats. You had a sell here. Your stop loss will be a bit wider because of FVG probably. And that's also how I executed this trade. So this, I had my MSU around, stop loss around here. I think it was like H1 FVG, yeah, or M15 FVG, H1, right? But if you're more patient, I couldn't enter late after because of the pro-forma rules, but it would be better to wait for the high to be taken out for sure. But then you see, oh, so what do they see? They see Asian high taken out, they see a breakout of Asian high, they see a break of structure up, right? And everyone is bullish. If you check the session timings, I woke up around here and all I see is everyone is bullish in our chat for some reason. And then I check the sessions. Price is bullish since Frankfurt open through whole London kill zone. So this is what literally everyone sees. And that's what you can also use during news trades. So what happened after? Price broke down, break of structure. The induced buyers, the last second, what do people see? Break a structure up and or a stop hunt, right? Okay, I don't know where my stop loss was, but I wasn't taken out. But yeah, that's the whole NFP in a nutshell. Of course, after this, trading M1 is pretty much gambling, so we are not gonna get into that. But another question, another popular question in our Discord was, oh, why did I expect this high to go and to sell? So this is really, really simple. Oh, okay, so this is really, really simple, and it's all about high time frame, right? So, okay, the first question is, why did I expect this high to go? Because we reacted off a trap. And if you test previous trades, every single reaction, or I mean, most reactions of liquidity pools don't really work out. They're just going to be taken out sooner or later. So I see this reacting to a trap. I'm just saying, oh, so if price action is bearish, which I explained at the beginning why it should be bearish, then it shouldn't really go from here, right? And we need to induce, and for us to trade subjective liquidity, we need to induce sellers somehow. So you go to H1 and you see, oh, so this nice build up or whatever is taken out, right? This break structure. They can see this as a break of structure, or this as a break of structure. You see price continuing down. So we are inducing buyers like crazy. Can even say, oh, there might be a future trend line here. And that's it. For the buys, I don't really know what it reacted off. I think it was just simple FVG fill on H1. So it wasn't a really good trade to take. But and London and New York were just consolidating. So there's no real reason to take a London close by. But this is 3 p.m. after news. So if it lines up with some high time frame level, you have a break of structure, you have timing already, then you can create a simple breakout structure up. So let's say here, this, and if you consider the, okay, daily EPA. Oh, what? Okay, my bad. Okay. So yeah, it's a relevant breakout structure. I didn't notice this even. So the level wasn't H1 FEG fill, but daily rebalance. And we are bullish since we are expecting the high to be taken up, right? So we had rebalance, liquidity was created, induced, taken out. So this is literally the same day as 21st, 22nd of February. You can test it out later. We time into FG after taking our lure. Is it valid for an entry? No. Only if we induce someone. So this relevant breakout structure, any buy after here is valid. You can take a buy here. You can take a buy after MSU. Both trades are valid as long as you have a safe stop loss. Right? So this was an S tier trade. This was news open. This is news open, and obviously this is a trap.
Milan sir, after daily rebalance, how can we go directly on M5 relevant boss? Like,
Yeah.
is that teacher like kind of things?
Yeah, no, but this is news. The price action is faster. You can trade lower time frame. If
Okay,
you
okay.
have an entry model that you have to enter on H4 and it's news, you can enter on M15 or H1. And the same applies here. If this is daily, you should wait for M15 breakout structure, which you could have done as well. Like here, you would wait for this breakout structure and then enter. That's fine. But since news, you can afford to jump on one time frame lower and you're Gucci. Right?
Because
So,
MP too much high. Like peep count is higher.
what?
I mean, I say M15 structure is very high, so that's why I have to go to M5 to see
No,
that real rate.
I'm saying if it's news, you can choose to trade M5 if you want. It's up to you.
Okay, okay.
And whatever how you decide is, it doesn't, it's your choice.
And sir, one more thing, after this break, if we go to daily, there is daily. I mean, Wanda give us like bullish candle, and FXCM give us bearish candle.
Where
So,
here?
I mean, after that, not here. After daily complete. Okay, just backtrace that, and later on I will show you.
Sure, man. Okay. So we start a new day, and this Zoom session is getting pretty long. Let me just check. 4:14, 1.5 hours. Okay. We'll try to finish a few more days. I just want to get to the another news day and feel good. But it's good to take a step back in days like this and think twice before you trade. Because the previous day prices move like, I don't know how much this was. Prices move 56 down in a few minutes, and then it went up with the same speed. So what does that mean for us? This happened many times. Some ask me, how do I know if price is gonna consolidate or not consolidate? So usually it's after these big moves, you can expect a consolidation, right? Same thing happened here. Same thing, for example, happened here. This day went down, we had a consolidation. So of course you want to take things a bit slowly. And since it's a consolidation, it's better to wait for someone to be taken out, some major liquidity sweep. You don't want to trade quickly as trending market. And
Yeah.
yeah.
So one question I have. So generally when, price gives such a big move, Sometimes it is like instantly with a lower time frame entry. Sometimes it takes a lot of consolidation. Like if you zoom out a bit,
Yeah.
here in this case it reversed like instantly, right? But here in this case it took time to reverse, a lot of time to reverse to go back up. So how do we, know that there is any kind of, like this? It took a lot of time, but here, it's an instant reverse. So
Mm.
is there anything that we look at or something of that sort?
So honestly, no. You have to ask the market maker.
Okay.
Okay. Wait, I'm thinking if I would know, but I think no.
Okay.
Like in real time, you just see, wait and see.
Yeah. And also the second thing was that in this flow you took at internal M5 if I'm not wrong. So just because it was a daily EPA you took it
Daily
even though it was internal
Okay,
5 minutes.
Okay, daily EPA was high time frame level. H1 was refinement. You had timing, you had news, of course.
Okay.
Because if it was a news, it would be like major break of structure on M15 or H1 if it was normal price action. So, I mean, it's worth the risk. We're just following the Relon boss blindly.
Okay.
That's the only step I don't really think about. It has crazy good win rate. Okay, so this is Friday night. Monday started. This is Monday Asian session, so we might as well want to skip this all. Okay, so Alex? Is Alex
Of course,
here?
bro, I'm here. Bro.
Of course, bro. Who was induced?
What's up?
Who was induced?
Who was induced? Okay. So first thing first, okay, let me analyze this real quick. So the first thing first is it's who have we induced this Frankfurt?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what the fuck, it's on 50. Oh shit.
Oh, okay,
Okay,
M5, M5.
why is
Here. M5 is
do I have to analyze the bias or
The
who was induced?
buyers who are the buyers are induced.
yeah. So whatever pattern you have here, right?
First this one. So we do sellers here. And then we took out what we have to take out. Okay. Sellers are induced, we can have a sell, and then our next market can simply be, I would say, all this liquidity resting there, support or close, and everything is pretty much weak on the left. So
Yeah.
what's
Yeah, good. So this was news released. This is obviously a trap. They didn't really sell off anything. And yeah, so at the beginning, oh, it might be a consolidation day. You want someone to get in the market before you. It's not a really clear trending day, right? And this, unlike the previous price action, we are not really trading into low resistance liquidity. We are trading inside of a big trap. So you want to take things easier. So the first thing you would see, oh, building up makes a trap. This high should be taken out itself, but it was respected for some reason, right? So this was the break of structure, or you can say this one if you want to, whatever is fine. First buyers, you wait for Frankfurt session. It's and of course it's Monday. It's Monday Frankfurt open. So you want to take things a bit easily. You had London open. There's nothing to really talk about here. I mean, there will be, if someone took this loss, then it's fine. It's a pretty good trade.
my analysis was brutal, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, but as I said, for some reasons the high was taken, but were we respecting order flow all the time?
What?
You said the high was not taken for some reasons, but I see most of the times when there's big news release, it follows order flow a lot. Maybe it's not the reason.
Bro, I don't know what you just said.
I mean, you said for some reasons this high was not taken, right? but the reason might be because
Yeah, of course.
I see most of the times we have big news really, so this is
Mhm.
NFT force. The order flow respects a lot and follows all the blocks and ranges a lot. So maybe that might be the reason, no?
Oh, okay, that goes beyond my expertise.
And what?
I don't know. I don't know what you're saying, but I believe you.
Uh,
Okay. Honestly, this day is just internal, right? You can trade it after you see someone, some clear stop hunts, but it's not really a hyperbole day to trade, or there isn't any hyperbole entries since there's no high time frame level and we're internal. So I'll respectfully just skip this day. I'll send a markup of this day, or trades that were possible, but yeah, there's nothing really. Break of structure, there's a buy here, but I'm not gonna consider this a good trade. Okay, so we are back on.
Do you have any reason for this low to be protected? I was actually expecting this to be taken at least before we move up. Do you have any kind of reason for this to hold?
Liquidity taken out, liquidity taken out.
Okay.
There's nothing else. Yeah. Like the idea would be to enter right away here, but the reason why it's not such a good trade is because there's nothing else to trade off. So yeah. Okay, let's clean up the chart and clean up the sessions. It's London close here, so we can skip till next day. London close reversal, but London wasn't trending, so we can as well skip that one. And let's see. And we are finally getting into our desired day. 8 AM. Okay, so again, you look at this high should be taken out because we reacted of a trap. So that's our liquidity target. We are pretty high up there, so it's better to actually jump on H1. On H1, you see some structure. You'll see, oh, we just rebalanced. We're efficient. So price does not really have to go lower, and it can just respect the order flow, maybe channel up like this to take the high, but that we cannot know yet. So that's all we need to know, right? Break of structure. This didn't really mitigate that deeply. That low was taken out probably, and it was also Asian low, or oh, this low was spread hour. Yeah. So again, this low may or may not exist on some other brokers. So let's just mark this low for now. And again, we look at the left, we want to see what we are reacting of, and there's really nothing, right? This high, even if this high didn't react of a trap, you just see this high like this. You know, we didn't really induce anyone. We only took a liquidity pool. So the chance of this high holding is pretty low. Hey, we start the session, we check. Oh, okay, let's get to Frankfurt open. Okay, we are trying to understand what happened before Frankfurt, what happened inside of Asia. You can do that on H1 or you can do that on M15. You have a break, buyers, right? So who are in the trades right now? Buyers. And you want to wait for something really clean. We'll skip Frankfurt open a bit. Buyers induced, sellers induced. This also lines up with this high resistance liquidity, this Asian low, plus H1 FEG fill and M15 FEG fill, right? So you had a reversal MSU. Of course, if someone entered here, it's, oh, yeah, if someone entered here, it's fine. It's not such a bad trade. So Asian low, H1 FVG, or the flow into the trap, right? Bam. And this would have been a valid loss. So we want to reanalyze again and see what happened. You can even go to M5 to see what happened. Okay. There was a late cycle here, but I'm not sure on what time frame it was.
Not already the F15 candle drop.
What?
On the F15 is the candle drop. M15.
M15?
Yeah. The FU candle. Like this maybe a drop for that.
Where?
Zooming. Like here, bro, look. This one. Right.
What?
Hmm?
What?
Wouldn't that be a drop for you?
This high
No.
or the
The
low?
FU candle, bro. The low. Yeah. This one.
Okay, I think it's better if we do M15. This high would be a trap for me, not this low.
But Milan,
Yeah.
is not this like how we talk about like this is your lead cycle? So we took this. So what we expect is this. So bam bam, smart money trap, 1, 2.
Oh yeah, wait. Oh my god, this Zoom call is too long. I cannot focus for that long. Give me a few minutes.
Bro, now you are like a vegetable.
I know, because I explained this on the Zoom calls
Yeah.
in the group before, and I forgot it.
And also you took this?
I took the final buy, yes, because
Yeah.
Okay. Oof. Okay, this is the last day we're gonna do. We're gonna have the next Zoom call during the week. So there was this build up. We had an inducement. We had a first reaction, second reaction into liquidity level. Of course, if someone saw this reversal MSU with FEG, it's still a valid trade, right? But if someone saw this, that's a valid way to buy. So this is just on M15. If you go to M5, you even had another reversal MSU, bam, 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 bullish candle. So you could have entered here on this bullish on M5, I think, or you could have entered on second reaction on M15 like this, and maybe hope for a retracement. Yeah, so hope for a retracement, get in, leave a stop loss somewhere here. 5 pips is fine. And that's literally, what did you say?
So, sorry if I'm interrupting you, but I was saying this will be the lead second trip, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if we go to Discord, okay, more people with, congrats, wait, what? For people with some disorientation. Yeah. Yeah. See, so that was our trade, and that's it. Of course, the structure on M15 is a bit bigger here, so you can trade M5 if you want to. If I saw this OB rejection, I would just trade the next OB like instant entry like this, and it's a good trade till that high at least. So this is also high scaled in. Okay, but there was one more possible scale in. And Alex, out of this low, this low, this low, this low, which one is the most probable?
To
And
hold?
why? No, to be taken out and fly, to be the liquidity point.
Okay, zoom in a little bit. I'm gonna analyze this.
You don't have to you don't need to see it zoomed in.
I will say
Any positioning, sir?
no. I'm talking, bro. Let me analyze it, bro. Please. I will say
Yes,
honestly,
this
all
one,
this
I think positioning.
is like, bro. I'm talking, bro. This is what I will say, bro.
Yes, yes, this one.
Wait, I'm gonna bam, muted. Yeah,
Okay, I will say this one.
Why?
Right here,
why?
it's all the connect from here, of course, and then it's also break and driven security. But again, this one has another reason to be taken as well.
No, okay.
As
But
it's break and
but that's an awful explanation because this build up can also be this build up.
yeah, so that's why the low, this low will be the best for me.
So which one? This one?
This one, yeah, of course.
But every high, if you see break and retest like that, every high and every low here is break and retest.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's not a valid low. Okay, so the simple way how I found this level is you see this subjective structure, you see this break and retest, and that's how you choose this low, right? Of course it can.
Objective structure. Oh, okay, okay.
Of course it
But
can.
Milan, why not this for EPA chain? Like 50% from here, we go bam, 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 bam.
Mhm.
And we took this and we go up, no?
Oh, of course that can happen also. But if you don't get a reaction here, of course you wait for this.
But in this case, what you want to see? Like you have this level, okay, but
Okay, it's an external liquidity. What entry models do you have for external liquidity?
double sweep.
Okay, bam, bam. Oh shoot. This slow and this, and there you go. Right? So that's basically how I entered on this trade. It's
And then we also
simple.
give a double sweep on that, right?
Yeah.
So
So we
double
have,
sweep, you can have it in like it's not this internal, bro.
how is it internal?
Like, I mean, like now what you want to
Okay, on F15
oh
it's
no,
not
no.
structure, okay?
Okay.
It's only on M5, and on M5 you would have to see all the structure, and all these flows are external. But of course on high tempo it's just internal. So we have a double sweep, we have an entry. That's how I call this trade also. And if you look at this high, build up, swoop down, that's a trap for you.
And if you have like only a structure liquidity in M5, you can like do a double sweep.
Like SLQ.
And like you have only one structure in M5.
Oh yeah,
Like
you
no
can.
this, no this, no this, but only this. This no, only this. The price, the double sweep. Can you enter?
Oh, of course you can.
Okay, thank you. So if you have like one structure or EPA chain, or like in this case,
Yeah, you can
Okay.
on all. So
Thank
that's a really simple day, and the only reasonable loss I see is here. It should be 100% win rate day. So finally, we take out the trap, which for me in this case was high time frame objective, because this trap caused so much pain. This trap created this big move, which makes it more significant, right? But of course, we don't want to go around marking every single wick we see as our high time frame objective. So this guy makes the trap more valid. Now we'll look at the price action and see, oh, what happened? We are in our reversal time window, right? This is 3, around 340, 345, 330, it doesn't really matter. Until here. So around this time, we could see some timing, and we have high time frame objective, we have timing, and all we need is a break of structure. So we let price cook a bit. We see there's no visible structure available, right? But then we see this internal break of structure. You can enter right away, just like that. And that's wait. Okay, it's equal. Oh, let's see. Let's wait for it to get taken out. Oh shit. Okay, whatever. So now we have It's still equal low. Okay, so now we wait for a break of structure. Oh, and we missed the trade. Okay. Well, now I remember this day. But if price was a bit slower, then you could have waited for retest and then enter. That's another relevant boss entry. So this month we're pretty lucky. We had 3 already, or 4, and almost all were winning. So we can skip to our last day, and this was CPI, a really easy day to trade.
Milan, one question is the EPA above the strap not important for you? Above the strap on the left side?
What?
This,
EPA for what?
this.
This?
Yes. It's not an higher time frame objective for us?
No.
Okay.
Yo, the only way we use EPA is we have some high time frame. We tap into something and we trade it trending like this, right? But the moment price taps into something and we are not bearish anymore, even short term, we stop using anything that is here. We don't care. We want to create new EPA here and trade off that. But we don't want to say, oh, there's inefficiency here. We rebalance here and we trade. No.
Got it. Thank
Okay.
you.
The only thing that is close to EPA or rebalance is FVG that we might use. But again, you don't want to use FVG alone because you see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. And that's not a really nice way to trade. You always want to define a level, then maybe there's FVG below or above. Okay, so this is our CPI day. We start the day with M15 H1 analysis is fine. I like. Okay, H1 is not that nice. M15 is way nicer. So the first thing we see is, oh, price broke down. This is our structure. We did rebalance to some extent, but the rebalance is not the happiest rebalance, right? It's just a break and retest. So that automatically at the beginning of the day tells me, oh, we should go up first. Then what happened? Then you start your analysis as any normal day. What are you trading from? What are you trading into? But we are in the middle of nowhere. We don't have a high time frame level. So the first question is invalid. What are we trading into? Depends on your bias, right? But it's clearly bearish. So if those 2 questions don't work, okay, let's see who got induced and get our entries and bias based off that. So the first thing we see is those equal high. The second you see is you're lying on the liquidity pool right below. Another thing you see, oh, Asian just ended, right? So the first thing people see, oh, break a structure down. You have a build up. We have a breakout. We created a trap. A trap can be this, but we know that this whole low should be taken out. And bam, voila. First reaction, we wait for internal break of structure. Internal break of structure doesn't happen. We have a bullish candle, and you can basically enter anywhere of here. Right? So I hope that's easy to understand. If someone is disorientated, then bam. That's your cycle right there. We don't enter here, we enter on mitigation of this. So let's continue. Price doesn't come back, but price does give us a nice break of structure. So we can wait for some delivery. Okay, price induces, price takes it out. You can enter instantly. You can put your stop loss below FVG if you want to, but the RR is not the nicest. Okay, this entry is not the nicest either. Then get stopped hunt, then you can enter again, right? But stop loss should be below this low. It's a valid trade. Or you could have waited for the stop hunt, another break of structure, and then scale in. So like this, and have a safer stop loss. That's one nice way to trade too. Oh. Oh, what? Oh, okay, we are safe. So the news, this is again a news day. We have CPI. So Alex, who got induced?
Oh, me, of course.
Of course, you got induced.
How was your liquidity?
Really?
Of course, bro.
Okay, so what do people see when they enter the London session? Are you buying or selling?
Now,
Buying.
Of course.
in this as well, actually. And then we also see Tron liquidity. So people
Yeah.
are buying.
Of course.
Overall, people,
Buying.
yeah, Tron liquidity.
It's easy.
We
We
have
can
boss,
see
boss, boss,
the
boss, boss.
trend
Everyone's.
line.
So what?
Okay.
So I was saying boss, 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 boss. Everyone is buying out of demand every single time they see trend line. It's helping people like buy, and then we take the objective, and then we sell. And what we had was momentum again to liquidity with speed to induce everyone, and then that's how we at the final move.
Yep. Then you had a final
So,
stop hunt.
yeah, the final stop hunt exactly, and then that's how we sold. But silly me who bought.
Yeah. So this is just bias that you can get based off the current price action, which of course is not the nicest way to trade, right? But then you mix it with high time frame context, which also was bearish. And you get this nice CPI trade. So every single news this month was easily tradable, but we don't trade news, or you shouldn't trade news. And after this, I'm not sure if there was any trade. End of April. Okay, this OB rejection looks nice also. And this is too late, but obviously it's better to just trade simple continuations, right? Then you had news, and news didn't do anything. So yeah, that was every single high probable trade for me for first 10 days of April. And we are gonna finish the price action during the week. We can have a call on Wednesday, or we can have a call on Friday. So we'll see.
Can we have like a session where I backtest in like a Zoom back with you and I don't know with the group community?
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you backtest and you want to do it with the group, just send a link.
Okay, but are you gonna join?
What?
Are you gonna join?
No,
Or not?
that's the gay.
No way.
Milan, can I like do a quick question?